but the need is still great. Many people are still needed, and it's appealing for the technology beyond this period.
هذا التنسيق الأسري أن وضع الحوار فرض المحيط مركز حق حوار إذا فرض المحيط فصل هذه والجل السيد ولا رياضة وصل حوار راس حقيقية هذا أي حق حوار هذا إن الموسم يوصف هو
He informed the meeting that currently the area is experiencing very severe drought that has affected farming and livestock. Therefore, he is appealing for the continuation of the project to support people who have been affected by the drought, to support the livestock sector, and support also improve water availability to the community, especially during this critical period. And finally, he just appreciated the opportunity has been given that is representing both districts that are participating in the project from Ethiopia, Doroado and Dorobai, and is the head of the water department of Doroado, Dorobai, also representing the district commissioner of Dorobai. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our brothers from Ethiopia. It's now my level pleasure to invite His Excellency the Deputy Governor. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Hata na kudobihi kwa pekee kabarasa kwa Mandela baraso doe.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أنا سريع First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you from both sides of the border, and those of you who came from Nairobi and other places. I want to say welcome to Mandera. Mandera is a county of peace, county of prosperity, of hospitality. A lot of people, when I receive guests in my office who have never been to Mandera, first thing I ask them is what they thought about Mandera and what they saw. What's the difference? And I'm sure Adrian and many others people who have brought me here I believe had another perception about Mandera in this general area as a place of high insecurity, of kind of harsh people, but these are good people. And Mandera is a good place, and I believe the same thing with Burahawa and the other side of the border. Mine is going to be very short. So the county commissioner, Onesimus, who is also one of the most important persons in this county, with all the other guests, I say welcome to Mandela. To Boresha as a team, DRC, World Vision, CARE, these three very important organizations are not new to us as a government of Mandera. We have worked with them very closely under the county steering group, co-chaired by the county commissioner, myself, or the governor. And we know and value the kind of work that we're doing in the county and that we're doing in the cross-border. So it's really important to recognize that your work is very much appreciated, not just by the people, but also by the government, both at the local level, the county level, and at the national level. We thank you very much for that. We have pushed them very hard because during the drought last year and part of this year, we, at the county steering committee meetings, we've had bi-monthly meetings with all development partners and non-state actors in Mandera, about 14 or 15 of them. And we have over time developed very close ties, very close working relationships, indeed knowing each one of the representatives by name, and appreciating the kind of work that they've been doing with us these very, very years. I was closely talking to Adrian while I was sitting next to him, and I told him, how can you guys just decide to end such an important program that you've been doing for the last 5 or so years? Because it means a lot to us as a county. And he told me that it's not really ending, but there's something in progress. And hopefully it is going to work that way. But as a county government, we also have similar programs. We have come in only about 5 or 6 months ago, after the election, myself and His Excellency the Governor. We formed a new team, a new government, and we are seeking out more and more partnerships with various partners to build on the relationships that have been already there, and also to make new inroads and new networks with other organizations. As a government, we have certain approaches and policies that while we're in the government, we want to make sure that we are able to implement. And part of our manifesto as the government of His Excellency the Governor and myself as his deputy is to enhance livelihoods. It is really one of our key priorities. And some of those livelihoods include some of the few things that you guys were doing in terms of cash transfers, in terms of agricultural programs and livestock. But we want to take a slightly different approach in our manifesto while we continue working together with consultants and come up with a new approach in the sense that our livelihood approach should be one that does not create dependency syndrome. Dependency syndrome means that I will not be working, I will just wait for care and boresha and World Vision to send me some money at the end of the month, to give me some relief food when there is drought, to support me whenever I need it. But we want to flip that upside down and make sure that our people are empowered in terms of livelihood so that they can be engaged in doing trade, in agriculture, in the farming area, ensuring that we strengthen the livestock owners. And so that when you come back and we talk about resilience, we're talking about reinstating their livelihood in the sense that they are acting their own lives in their own ways, but not just waiting for independent, international partners. And as a government, that's what we want to push. We're also putting in a lot of money and a lot of investment along those lines, especially among the youth and the women. We really want your support. And to that extent, I would ask in the future, and I have said the same thing with a meeting that I was in Mombasa this week, that we're at the design stage, when you're at the inception of your programs, when you're planning and designing, I think it's very important to involve the people on their needs so that you don't create a system or a program that is designed in a sense that a shoe size that fits all, but one that's very customized and very targeted so that it can change our livelihoods to that extent. So ours is really an economic empowerment, but I also say that the people of Bulahawa, of Somalia, Jubaland, the people of Ethiopia, Doro, Suftu, we are tied, we're joined on the hip. Their challenges are our challenges. The security problems that they have is our security problems. The drought is the same thing. So I am really happy to see people from across the borders today to come here so that we can share and discuss and chat a solution to our problems together. And I thank boresha and the team that's involved, Adrian and his team, for creating such an opportunity. And we would like to have similar opportunities going forward so that we can be able to interact and work together in the way that we can work together. But as a government, I want to assure you that we will continue supporting all our development partners, of course led and significantly led by boresha and their team. And we want to expand our program. So please come back. Please come back so that we can work together. Our great county commissioner, a very important pillar for security in this county, who has been working tirelessly to ensure that our security apparatus across in the county are in place, as well as the other commanders like Abbas from the prisons. So karibuni sana. With those few remarks, I think I can switch slightly to Somali. mahadsantihiin. Soomaaliya waxay ku hadlayaa dadkan laba isla degan Soomaaliya waa isla wadaan Soomaa. Markaan waxaan rabaa inaan aad iyo aad u balaaran aan ugu celiya dadka ka imaaday dhinacyahan garabka lagu hayo Soomaaliya iyo Ethiopia. Haddii aan reer Mandera nahay aad baan idiin soo dhaweynaynaa. oo county commissioner iyo anigaba aad baan idiin soo dhaweynaynaa. waxaan rabnaa in aan mahad ugu celino grupkan boresha Award Vision Care iyo DRC oo qayb aad iyo aad qayb ka qaatay in ay garab noo noqdaan waqti adag oon joogno oo mataqaana ay baahi ballaaran ay waddanka ay ka jirta na garab istaagay muddo dheer. haddana aan ku codsanayna in ay programyadooda ay horey usii wadaan aan aad iyo aad ugu codsanaynaa. annaga dowlad ahaan mar dhow ayaan soo galnay electionka aniga iyo governaga dowlad ayaan samaynay. markaan dowlad samaynay ka bacdeen waxyaaba dowladooda gooni weyn ayaa jirta. annaga waxyaaba gooniga magacaaba in nolosha bulshada kor loo soo qaado. qaar waxaa dhici karta inay jirid ay tahay wax ay rabaan inay sameeyaan. qaar waxaa dhici karta iskoolaad inay aad u dhisaan. laakiin annaga waxaan rabnaa wixii dhabta oo dadka noloshooda taabanaya inaan kor soo qaadno. programkan boreshaana arrinta ayada ay salka ku haya. laakiin waxaan ka codsanaynaa boresha iyo qolooyinkan kale ee hay-adaha in programya keli ay loo keenin dadka ama lacag u diraayo telefoonka u gelinayo ama markay gaajahayso inta u keenaya. laakiin programkooda ay u bedelaan programya dadka noloshooda wax ka bedeli karo oo ah beecsharo in loo bilaabi karo beec mushtar loo samayn karo in lagu maalgelin karo arrimaha agriculture iyo xoolaha la maalgelin karo. markii ay noo imaadaan naga markaan garabaan idiin noqonaynaa in ay shaqada naga hadlaado ama kuleelaas jira intan ayada ay nagu maalgeliyaan oo markaan aan ka baxna fikradan bulshada ay ku jirto oo hay-ado keli ayaa culays markuu jira naga qaadi karo. annaga inaan iska qaadi karno waxaan isku dayno waa aragna oo ay keli ay kaalmo noqon karaan. markaan halkan intaas uu ku soo kooban yahay. waxaana aad ugu faraxsanahay run ahaantii Mandera County iyo Jubbaland iyo Ethiopia dadka degan waa dad walaala ah oo meel joog noloshayna wixii culays oo annagana soo saarna ayagana waa saarmayaan inaan maanta aan fursad u helna aan ka wada tashan karna wixii annaga muhiim noo haddii aan gobol dhinacyaha isku haaye oo isla shaqayn karna inaan noqono insha allah. fursado badan oo noocan inaan heli doono ayaan rajaynaya insha allah. dhinaca security aad iyo aad baan cidnaha iskaga warqabnaa. dhinaca kale nolosha caadiga ah inaan saa iskaga warqabno insha allah waa muhiim. markaan aad iyo aad u mahadsan tihiin. anigana waad iga raadahanaysaan shirka ayaa u socdaa. markaan khayran idin rajayna. asalaamu calaykum waraxmatullah.
Thank you so much. This is not enough, really. So, he has found time and he just do in the morning. So, Matia must be the Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I think we can proceed now from here. Yes, for that, come and check over.
Thank you very much, Deputy County Commissioner. Deputy Governor, thank you very much, and the County Commissioner also for participating. waxaan mahadcelinaynaa ku-xigeenka Brasselka Mandera kalmudug soo jeediya oo qiimo badan oo xikmad badan ku jirto aad u mahadsan yahay. marka barnaamijkayni sii dhexgelaynaa. Okay, thank you very much. Now we wish to continue with our program. We appreciate the Deputy County, the Deputy Governor who has just left us for those remarks he has made, and you have been noted. Now, before I go, we wish to go into representatives of the boresha partners, NGOs. Partners, the three partners who are here, they are presenting also to give some remarks. But before I go, I've just been told that we should also give an opportunity to the Ali. Please welcome.
So, good morning. County Commissioner, other distinguished guests, head from Ethiopia, Somalia, and all the non-state actors fraternity. Assalamu alaikum. Mine is short. It's only just to give some remarks on the collaborations we had with the non-state actors in the boresha, CARE, World Vision, and DRC. First of all, the county executive was Nico Wazirka Kaya from their county. So, I was European, I Somali, English was there. Madam Atal English, Hawaii, you do I miss Yugan, as in Wayan, Somali. In this forum of these three organizations, we meet in a forum called Westcoast Water Environmental Sanitation Coordination Committee, which is a subset of the county steering group. The county steering group is chaired by the governor and co-chaired by the county commissioner. So that's where we discuss all our activities, both non-state actors and the government, so that we do the planning, programming, so that we also avoid a lot of duplication. And let me tell you one thing that I have been in the water sector for the last 33 years. I'm not new in this sector. I have been a district water engineer. I've been a director, and I'm a second term CEC for water. So I have worked with many organizations. We are one of the best coordinating body in Mandera. We've done a lot of programs with these organizations in terms of programs in rehabilitation of boreholes, rehabilitation of other water supplies like farms, solarization, emergency aspects, where people were actually delivering the ready sets, other pumping equipment, and so forth. In particular, done work well with the DRC, we have worked well with World Vision, even underwater tracking in Mandera West. And the CARE, I think, even there to launch some collaboration program and other activities in this week coming. I'm aware of that. So all in all, we do appreciate for what we have done the last 5 years. And we are looking forward for more activities to come. On the other hand, what we are facing is the worst drought in 40 years, coupled with the other. You know, there is a English saying that says, when problems come, they don't come in singles. They come in multiples. This time we are getting them in multiples. However, we are a resilient society. We know how to face these things. We have been in this sector for many years. So, we're not so much scared about it. We face it. Together with other actors, inshallah, we'll work out and succeed. So, we have still challenges, and this is where we need to look forward on other programs that have to come, especially the resilience, because if we don't address the resilience and only deal with emergencies, but then at the end of the day, we will still have these problems in future. As a county government, ours is looking at the way the deputy governor said we are looking at the livelihood. In some parts of this county, they even source is a problem because the few boreholes there are just congested, and especially Mandera West, where the water user needs water, the animals, the livestock need water, and the domestic population also needs water. So as so much relief that we have because we are going back to the days when we are water tracking from 100 kilometers and back. We don't want to have that as a government. We have to work for solutions. So mine is just to appreciate and looking forward, and we still have this crisis, and we need to look and address the resilience issues in terms of putting water supplies. And when we talk of water supply, it can come in various ways. It's not only boreholes, can come through ponds, can come through tanks, and so that we address the long-term issues. I also handle climate change, and everything here is just climate change, by the way. I'm also the environmental topic is also under me, the natural resources and the energy. And I was developing a proposal, and this one, whoever is interested can just approach me. I developed the proposal, it's just on my list. Where I'm saying addressing insecurity, and poverty through climate change adaptation programs. Because we have so many young men who are jobless, and we plant trees so that they do that job of water these trees, so that they don't use radicalization. That is essential. So, thank you very much, and I wish everybody here in Mandera welcome. Karibuni, asanteni sana. You need to say someone? وحي عن إسلاق قبل الشمس الرسول عن ذكاء حق بيها أحيانا قدروا أمارات مارتي كونتاكي مارتي وبيها ريابيتيشن عيشة فيو وحي الحلمة حتى بويلة هذا كلو رامينا هاي ذكا تايفرايتك ودميستي أبارك ولي وحي تكتاب مكان فيها program شنطة سنة أم وقت كان تندي نتي حرمة أمارتي livelihood oo biyaha ceelasha rasiiba leh oo biya dadkii livelihood arrimihii maaragtay la fiiriyaa fiican midi kala dhulka insecurity wax ka jirta nabadda waa intaay waqtiga inkaba xuduudkan iyo meel kastaba marka wixii konsolada oo maaragtay lacag uleeyahay wax isku noqonaya marka kii kala soo dhawaada Mandera assalaamu calaykum.
عادي أدو مع سنة هاي عارف إنجينير علي أدو مع سنة هاي thank you very much Engineer Ali. Now we are going into the other part of the program. We are going to give opportunity to representatives or heads of the boresha implementing and government organizations, DRC, One Vision and Care who are with us here. حتى وحنفرصة سيرينا مدحة مشروع أما هيئة فلنا مشروع برجل ورشة وطن وهيئة كلا DRC والمشروع كيا ما كان تقولي ويرين وعنا وهنا أخوصنا نولد جورو MCA Mandela. So before I just invite them, I wish to recognize the presence of Mandela MCA. Salam. بس وقع مع صوته. MCA وحاوي وحبنا كي هاي دولة كمانديرا برلمان كمانديرا. Now I wish to invite Simon Zioka from DRC. Please welcome Simon. حتى نحن يربط حياة على DRC كينيا Simon Zioka. علمي. Come please do translation.
Assalamu alaikum. The commissioner of Mandela, I don't know functioning. I used to be there for the last 8 years, up to 2020. So it's an area that when boresha started, we were working closely across the 3 counties. I also want to recognize my fellow colleagues from CARE. I think the city is the house, and also the legislative for admission. I want to appreciate their attendance as well. For me, it's to make very few remarks. I was here last year when we were doing our review of the programs for boresha in the 3 countries. And I want to appreciate the fact that you have gone since 2017. I think a lot has happened in the 3 countries, as well as been addressed by our government officials. One thing I want to appreciate is that boresha has really put the 3 regions where we are working on the map. Because the program was among several programs which were internationally recognized during the EU 21 days last year. So it's one of the programs which is highly recognized by the EU delegation globally. And for that I appreciate all of you, including the communities, for the great work done. It's also been said, and I think we all agree that the time we are living is very is serious with the droughts and other shocks that are facing all of us. And the next 2 sessions, I would imagine we are able to see what has worked, what has not worked, and why, and also how we can actually strengthen the areas which we believe they are going to add value as per what the DC and also the deputy governor has mentioned, and also the tourists from Ethiopia and Somalia. We also want to appreciate the EU delegation in Kenya for supporting this program. Initially it was 3 years, then it was extended by 1 year, and last year it was extended by another 1 year. Not that there were resources, but because of the program achievements, money was taken from other programs to this program, and that means you've really done proud, and I congratulate all of you for the good work done. I also want to thank our partners and also CARE and World Vision, because PLC was the lead partner, for the cooperation that you have shown, and I would imagine that is benefiting the people of Mandera, Ethiopia, and the other side of Somalia. That cooperation brought such fruit. So thank you so much. Last year, I want to appreciate the government through the national government, through the DC, and also the county government for the cooperation that you've shown. And I think going forward, as you mentioned, we need to work together as a consortium and also as individual agencies. But for now, talking about for DRC. Lastly, for the CM water, you mentioned about climate and security, something that we find us working with the DC. This is an issue that is already in the global agenda, and I will imagine is something that we're going to keep in touch in the next days, just because safety and security they are kind of affecting the livelihoods and of course, resources, when the security resources are moved from focusing on livelihoods to security. And I think those are issues that we continue to work together and see how best we can implement them in the areas when resources are available. Thank you so much, and I wish you a lovely sessions ahead.
وكمان حاجة نقصد سيادة أنا وكل وجه كلام جيد لا كان هذا عالم ودون في جيجو تعاوني سنة مشروعية إلى من كوميونيتي تعاوني سنة مركب واحدة إن شاء الله سبيشال أمور سنة بداية وإيمان قوي.
Thank you so much, Salaam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simon, DSC, Country Head Kenya. Simon, I look at Sanya, ومدها هيئة DSC من كينيا. حتى لو عن فرصة سير ربا علمنا ومحسن على دراسة الوصول بالسيد. حتى لو عن فرصة سير ربا مدها هيئة كيا وكسر الطوبة في كينيا وليا. So I wish to invite the head of Kenya, Leah. Please welcome. Bashi, let's do translation.
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. When I came, I found many of you taking some break, so I'm trying to have some energy. My name is Leah Kagwala. I'm the country director for Care International in Kenya. I'm very glad to be here today to celebrate, as we have already heard from the previous speakers, the great achievement of the boresha 5-year phase program in Kenya, in Somali, and in Ethiopia. Translating? Yes, so and before you translate, I want to acknowledge my colleagues that came with me. I have Mwende, please stand and introduce yourself. Good morning. And I have Pauline. Thank you, Commissioner, as you exit. We appreciate your presence. Okay, all right. So CARE has done quite some work in the 3 countries, but maybe to speak more about what CARE has done in Madeira, it's very much in line with what as CARE we as team would like to carry forward, would like to do different projects. And you're going to hear more about this project, so I'm not going to give you the details. But we have done quite some work in solarizing 6 boreholes, constructing 4 solar-powered underground water tanks, and training the water management committees. You know, when they translate, they disrupt you. So you want to finish fast, yes. You can go ahead now.
madaxa hay'adda Kenya markuu aan bartay madaxda socota sida arkayseen sidaas la mid ah waxaan ku faraxsanahay inaan maanta dabaaldegan ka qayb qaato waxqabadkii mashruucii boresha 5 sano soo socday si gaar ah hay'adda Care waxay qabatay in loo sameeyo solar system solar ceelasha biyaha in loo sameeyo daaweyn ceelasha biyaha sidoo kalena tababaro guddi ka shaqeeyo arrimaha biyaha.
Thank you. And very briefly also in terms of other responsibility, which was the regular rehabilitation, the issue of prosophies, we know all about it, so we have worked here with the communities and the government to take care of that in terms of livestock feeds and charcoal briquettes, as well as working on the rehabilitation of the rituals through cash for work.
sidoo kale mashruucu wuxuu hirgeliyay oo qabtay dib-u-dayactirka dhulkii la baadguuray ama soo noolaynta dhulkii hore la baadguuray sidaasi la mid ah intuu mashruucu socday waxaad noqoshay barnaamijka geedkan la yidhahda caligaroobka ama garawaaga magacyaha kalba loo kala garanayo geedka isaga iyo wixii laga qabtay sidaas la mid ah waxaa laga sameeyey dhuxul casri ah iyadoo la isticmaalaya aalada casri.
And finally, it's the gender work. I'm just going to speak a little about that. So CARE also has led in the gender analysis for this program.
sidaas la mid ah mashruucu wuxuu ka shaqeeyey barnaamijka genderka la yidhaahdo iyo wax badan ka qabtay kuurgalid iyo baarid iyo barasho fara badan ayuu ka sameeyey mashruuca waxaana jeclaan inaan la sii gudayo.
So what I wanted to really emphasize on is what we are really proud of in terms of achievements of this project, which is we have found that in 3 out of the 5 counties which have done this work as well as other partners, there has been better withstanding of shock. They have just had His Excellency and the Commissioner talking about the situation. So we have found that this work has had a huge impact in terms of building resilience and supporting those communities to withstand shocks. The 3 as compared to the others that didn't participate.
waxqabadka mashruucu waxaan dareemay inuu yahay mid la taaban karo sababtuna waxaa weeye bulshada ku nool meelaha mashaariicda laga qabtay waxay ku yeesheen u adkaysi aafooyinka soo laabaato sida abaaraha iyo cudurrada iyo maxaa la dhihi jiray dhibaatooyinka soo laabaato waxay u yeesheen adkayn si ay uga jawaabaan ulana noolaadaan waxaana kabay mashruuca waxqabadkiisa.
So we hope as CARE in any other project that we can be able to undertake, but more so together with our partners, World Vision and DRC, we can do more work because this means if we can build resilience of these communities, if we spread those to the other sub-counties, that means that we will really be strengthening the resilience of these communities.
waxaan rajaynaynaa annaga keer ahaan inaan sii ballaarno mashaariicdana si xoog lah uga shaqeyno annaga iyo kaashanayno saaxiibahano kaleeto oo nagala shaqeeya mashruuca sida hay'adda World Vision iyo DRC si loo dhiso awoodda bulshada ee u adkaysiga aafooyinka.
And now I'm speaking for CARE in Kenya, in Madeira, and I'm sure my colleagues from CARE in Somalia and Ethiopia will say the same.
markaan ka hadlaya arrimaha Kenya waxaan rajaynayaa asxaabtayda kaleeto CARE dhinaca Soomaaliya iyo Ethiopia iyaguna inay isku fikirnaa sidoo kale oga hadli doonaan.
Then I have 2 more issues to emphasize on, but because of what His Excellency have said and have said, I will mention another 2 issues. So one of the other issues I'd like to say that we are very proud to have been part of this is gender, the gender mainstreaming work, and that is something that CARE is very committed to. In fact, CARE is looking strategically to mainstream gender in every program that we take part in. When we say gender, I'd just like to expand a little bit. It means empowering women, girls, boys, and men. So we don't mean women, as many of you usually think.
waxaan aad u jeclaa inaad taabto barnaamijka genderka ah oo una ka hadlay madaxdii hore taageerkooda qayb ka taabteen genderka markii la yidhahdo dadku waxay u qaataan arrimaha haweenka basi laga hadlaye waxaan rabnaa inaan ka shaqeyno mashruuca genderka noo isticmaalayno arrimaha haweenka carruurta yar gabdhaha wiilasha iyo raggabo inaan maxaa dhihi jiray kobcino awoodooda dhinaca dhaqaale iyo noloshooda.
The other issue that I would like to mention is our work with the county government and the sub-county government, with the different departments, because CARE is committed to localization, and that is working very much through the local structure. So we are very proud, I am very proud to have had His Excellency, the Commissioner and others speak about how they really know this project inside out and how they have worked with it. And that is something that CARE is very proud of and we'd like to continue doing.
waxaan aad ugu faraxsanahay in aan maqlo maamulada iyo magsarta imaaday sida ay mashaariicdan uga sheekeeyeen oo shaqaynta dhow ay u leeyihiin sidaasi la mid ah CARE waxaan ballan qaadaynaa inaan la shaqeyno bulshada iyo hay'adaha deegaanka laga leeyahay inaan la shaqeyno oo maalgelino hawlaha ayaga ka shaqeyno si أي مشاريع نظام مشاريع بفهم أمور وسط في ذلك.
Okay, the last but one I will have finished if you want to translate is climate change. CARE is very committed to climate change issues, and please when CC comes back, let him know that we have taken that very seriously. In fact, before we leave, we would like to see the proposal he has developed. That's really good, and see whether we can find more funding. Either as a consortium or individual organizations. So that is something that we also committed to do. I really like the approach that he has brought here.
أنا أدري شعراي إن أنا هذا الفكر تعبته استبدل كميلة يبرمشها قرارها إن أسكت دائما أنا أقول لك اللي كونت كوميشنر أصلاً مطلوب تعطي وصلوا للكفر مصر ورئيس الدولة أنه إن شاء الله من ذلك سمين دوما أنه يجيب وكسوتي أنا يو هذه أيضا سكار كان وعيد مبوريس.
And now the last one is the humanitarian response in terms of the drought and supporting communities here that are suffering. You may already know, I'm sure the other partners as well as CARE, we have been supporting. We are now on our second project, looking for money, emergency funds to support the drought response. The last one we got funding from Bill and Melinda Gates, and now we have managed to get funding from Coca-Cola. And I'm very, very happy to tell you that tomorrow, with His Excellency the Governor, we will be launching another humanitarian response for Madeira and Wajir. It also includes other counties. We'd like to invite as many of you as will be able to come because we believe in saving lives first, and that is something that underlies all programs of CARE.
أنتم تعلمون أن لو ذا وفد وفد يستو هذا كان كينيا إن قبضي علمها كجواب برنامجها كنا لماذا وحالها دقيقة سلا أبارها يوم حالي الفرقان اللي بتوي كأيضا سلا درت جعلها يبردي إن عندها فرنا مشروع حالة إمرجنسي برنامج كان دقيقة أيام بريد دافون دورنا كيا.
So with those few remarks, I'd like to really appreciate my peers, DRC and World Vision, and hope as we are putting our heads together, as you have heard, the need is still great. We get funding to continue to another phase, and we really have to work hard. Adrian is not from the EU, Mr. Zioka, World Vision, and I'm not sure he's a World Vision representative there. We really need to work hard to make sure that we get another phase or another funding for this project. But I also want to thank you very much for very good relationships in working with this project together. Consultants are not always easy to work with, but this one has been an easy one. Thank you very much.
أدبوا ما تصدقين عن سيجار ومهرجانية هيدا DRC والبيشل إيكير وشقيت لها مع رجالنا مشروع وجهي سلواتنا عندنا الدلال يعود سلوكي بس يأتوني لها أنا ولا شقين دوما مفروض ضدكني ولا شقين لكن هذا فضل وما تصدقين.
Thank you very much. Now I wish to give the opportunity to Moses from World Vision. Kindly welcome. حتى مع فرصة هنا موسس وقصة هي ستحات ومشاريع البورش كل نيسو World Vision وقت World Vision مع شوف لسا كينيا يوصوماليا.
The County Commissioner in absentia, he said he's coming back. His Excellency the Deputy Governor, who has just stepped out, and all invited guests, all protocols observed. Good morning. As indicated, my name is Moses Kitugen, standing in on behalf of the delegation from World Vision. First and foremost, I want to register the apologies of my director, who was meant to attend, but was not able to join us this morning.
وما تنتهي معي وحياة المؤسس وكيل كهاي هيئة World Vision عن يقبل داريا إن ملاحظة وكسر قبل الدمج كان وكسر قبل ويترفض الدكتور سلا درتي طبعا سوتشي إنت أيضا وكيل.
As World Vision, we are proud to be associated with the boresha program. Boresha 1, 2, and now 3, Boresha 3, that is coming to an end.
waxaan aad ugu faraxsanahay inaan ka soo qayb qaadanay annaga World oo ka mid ahayd mashruuca boresha 1 iyo 2 iyo 3 inaan ka soo mid ahayd aad baan ugu faraxsanahay inaan ka soo shaqeynay qaybna ka ahayn waan ku faraxsanahay.
And we are particularly happy that we've seen the impact from this particular program from the inception to date.
waxaan kaloo aad ugu faraxsanahay inaan aragno waxqabadkii ka qabsoomay mashruuca annagu waa soo tijaabinay intii 5 sano ay soo socday waxqabadka mashruuca inaan aragno maanta xiritaankiisa aan joogno waa ku faraxsanahay.
As an organization, the children are at the heart of everything that World Vision does, and therefore anything that builds on the resilience of communities to be able to sustain the well-being of children is where you will find World Vision.
hay'ad ahaan World Vision qalbigeeda waxa ku yaalo oo sida gaarka ah waxaa weeye barnaamijyaha carruurta marka dad World Vision aragtaan waxaa weeye saaxiibka carruurta.
And therefore, Boresha 3 program speaks to that particular approach, because when you build the resilience of the most vulnerable communities, we are part and parcel of that, and we appreciate that, because when children thrive, communities thrive.
sidaas la mid ah mashruuca boresha waa sida qorsheyn waa 3 community ama qaybood waa kobcinta awoodaha bulshada iyo sida ay uga hortagi lahaayeen barnaamijyahan abaaraha carruurta iyo danta carruurtuna meesha ay leeyihiin.
Without going into the interventions that have been done, I think they have been mentioned quite a number. I just want to emphasize that being part of the disaster risk reduction interventions as well as the resilience building interventions, we are proud to be associated with this program, because we know if those interventions are sustained, especially by the county government, which is going to really hold these interventions, we know and we're sure that the communities will be able to withstand any shocks, any disasters that may face them.
qaybaha annaga ka shaqeyno waa kahortagga masiibooyinka iyo maarayntooda waxaan aaminsanahay inay tahay qayb muhiim ah wax badan oo laga soo qabtay sidaa darteed haddii ay waaraan oo bulshadu ay gacantooda ku hayaan waxaan heli doonaa bulsho awood u leh wax kasta oo caqabada oo soo laalaabto sida abaaraha iyo daadadka iyo waxa la wixii dhibaatooyin bulshada ku ah inay noqoto bulsho awood u leh inay ka jawaabto.
In appreciating the partnership that we've had with our peer organizations under the lead from Adrian and his team, we want to really appreciate the close cooperation and the support we received from the county government and especially even the national government when we were intervening in this particular area.
waxaan ku faraxsanahay ka mid ahaanshada iyo ka qayb qaadashada bahda boresha aad baan ugu faraxsanahay. waxaan si gaar ugu faraxsanahay hoggaanka Adrian uu hogaaminayo mashruucan oo lafdhabartan u yahay waana jecelnahay insha Allah inaan si qeyb.
As Leah mentioned rightly, many times consortium they have a lot of issues, but we are glad that Boresha 3 ran smoothly, and we've seen the successes that we'll be going through shortly after this.
sida caadada dadku inay iskaashataan ama wax lagu gogoobo oo la wado way iska adagto caqabada iska jira laakiin tan waxaan aragnay guulo fara badan oo laga gaaray aad baan ugu faraxsanahay guulaha iyaga ah.
And of course, as the world is currently, consortia, that is the way to go, because there's strength in unity. When one partner brings their strengths and the other one brings their strengths, when we collaborate together, we will, with the community, we will be able to achieve much more than if it was just a single organization.
ayadoo gacmahooda jiray wax u gooyaan waaye dadku hadday isu tagaan haddii awoodda World Vision iyo DRC iyo SCARE saddexdaba la isu keeno oo consortium qabano waxaan rajaynaynaa inaan meel fog gaari doono wax fog oo weyn aan qaban doono marka gacmahooda jiray wax u gooyaan.
So our rallying call is actually towards the county government especially to really now pick up and continue to entrench the gains that have been made in this program, so that many years later we will see that what came of boresha 3 is still supporting and assisting communities even in addressing their vulnerabilities.
أنا يا دكتور هاي إن كانت قادنا كونتي دولة روسيا معمولة ديجان قطن وارد يلانشا يسيتان جوها مشروع boresha وأوري عن تعلم فرحة أيها إن الأكتوشن سنة أو 8 سنة بعدي وحي مشروع boresha 3 وصارت أواري ويسيتيو برشة الاستعمارية.
Both in Kenya and in Somalia, where we participate in boresha 3, World Vision has been actively involved in disaster risk reduction interventions, as well as the insurance index-based livestock insurance component, which touches the heart of pastoralists.
dhammaan dhinaca Kenya iyo Soomaaliya meelaha World Vision ay ka qabtaan qaybta la yiraahdo maareynta masiibooyinka iyo kahortagga masiibooyinka iyo barnaamij kaleeto oo la yiraahdo cilmiga iga caawin doona dayaca Soomaaliya meesha ingiriiska index based livestock waxaan u maleynayaa aymiska laga yaabana meeshaan ka imaada kamid jiro marka aymiska xoolaha qaybta inaan ka shaqeyna.
And as part of our DRR interventions, as we will be seeing, the agricultural component, the wash component, especially towards irrigation, supporting the youth and groups with irrigation interventions. You know, we want to build the capacity of the communities to be able to address their food security needs.
qaybta maareynta masiibooyinka iyo kahortagga masiibooyinka waxaad arkaysaa mashruuc inuu wax ka qabtay barnaamijka taakuleynta dhalinyarada dhinacyaha beeraha iyo qaybta la yidhahdo irrigation oo la isticmaalayo farsamadan casriga ah ee solarka iyo biyaha la isticmaalayo oo beeraha lagu waraabinayo maadaama uusan roob jirin iyadoo la isticmaalayo solarka webiga oo biyaha webiga iyadoo loo isticmaalayo solar oo casriga ah oo cusub oo la isticmaalayo maasiga.
And in addressing, or rather in responding to the current drought situation, and maybe some of you may have witnessed, we went even beyond boresha programming and sought additional funding to support some limited cash transfer to very vulnerable households that were identified.
sidaa darteed sidoo kaleeto waxaan sii sameynay juhd iyo dadaal dheeri ah oo kasii dheer midkii aan kula jirnay boresha qaybihi aan boresha ka haynay ka fog oo ah in aan taakuleynay dad masaakiin ah oo ay saameeyeen aafooyinka abaaraha oo la siiyey lacago kaash ah ayaa jiro oo mashruuca boresha aan ahayn oo qayb kaloo gudbudi ay jirto dadaal dheeri aan sameynay annagoo ka jawaabayno arrimaha xaaladda hadda jiro abaarta.
Yeah, this is because we appreciate the fact that yes, as we continue to intervene in many areas, when disaster strikes, we must respond, because if you don't respond, who will you be serving tomorrow?
maadaama waxaa qasaba inaan ka jawaabno barnaamijka masiibooyinka maxaa yeelay haddaanan ka jawaabin macnuhu waxay tahay haddaadan maanta ka jawaabin naftaan maanta aadan badbaadin beriyaad la shaqeyn doontaa wey marka waa ku qasbanahay inaan ka jawaabno abaaraha.
Therefore, as World Vision, we continue to seek additional support to be able to reach the communities that are most affected by drought, even as we continue with the close-out of the boresha program.
sidaa darteed annaga World Vision ahaan waan dadaalaynaa si aan usii wadno la tacaalka barnaamijyahan abaaraha hadda jiro mashruucan waan sii dadaalaynaa si aan usii wadno xataa iyadoo maanta aan xirayna boresha haddana waxaan aad ugu dadaali doonaa juhdi badan ku bixin doonaa inuu sii socdo.
And our current strategy as World Vision, our focus is going towards the most fragile context, of which Mandela is one of them.
higsiga World Vision ayaa waxay ka mid ah in aad loo dadaalo oo taxadarka la saaro meelaha xaaladaha degdega oo ama adag ay ka jiraan waxaana ka mid ah meesha hadda ka shaqeynayna Mandela.
So we are seeking to get partners and donors and supporters to enable us to expand our presence also in Mandela County.
waxaan kaloo aad ugu dadaalaynaa oo raadinaynaa inaan sii ballaarino waxqabadka naga Mandela County annagoo ka raadinayno deeqyaal kaleeto ee aan kuwa boresha ka weyn.
And we cannot do that without the support and collaboration from the county government and even the national government. Therefore, we will be coming out to reach out and see what else can we also do to strengthen the empowerment of the communities in Mandera County so that they can be more self-sustaining going forward.
dadaaladaas oo dhan iyo awooddaas iyo howlahaas aan wadno oo dhan noogu qabsoomayaan taakulada la-aanta maamulada iyo bulshada kala noocyada kala duwan sidaa darteed waxaan rajeynaynaa inaan kusoo laalaabano anagoo waqti fara badan aan gelino maamulada Mandera County si ay noo taakulayaan si loo gaaro higsiga evaluation.
So I don't want to add many more. I know a lot of the issues that maybe we have talked about. We'll be able to see them and we will engage during the plenary sessions. Otherwise, thank you so much. And God bless.
Thank you very much. حتى أوشت حتى مع فرصة سيمرة بقى والله تلقى إلها حسقط الرجال نرجع وتنبيسنا نمسي من النصيب ولا كم دوا كروا نسيو عبد الله وكسر الجهاد الإيجاد. I wish to give the opportunity for just very brief remarks to Mr. Abdullahi. Abdullahi is the representative of IGAD, the Government Authority in Mandera cluster. He is in charge of IGAD activities in Mandera County, Dorobai and Dorobai World of Ethiopia, and the Village of Ethiopia, in other words, the area working in. Besides himself, they also have IGAD officers in Somalia and Ethiopia they are working in, and has been collaborating with us, especially in the areas of cross-border activities. So I just give him also a few minutes just to make some remarks. Thank you.
Mine is just very brief. My name is Abdullahi, and I'm in for IGAD C1. C1 is a conflict wide response team. We also have another office outside of the region. We also have another base in Doro, Ethiopia. So since boresha started this program in 2017, we have been working together, and we never had any much problems in terms of natural resource sharing among the communities. We never had problems. There were small problems here and there, but we have been solving them amicably. So we would like to just request maybe boresha, as they wake up, if they can chip in more and give us more programs. Like now, the government of regional management plans, which might also assist us in the region. We also request if you can also give us establishment of cross-border natural resource management agreements, which has also already been there, but we need also to decentralize to the ground. Of course, there have been an agreement which was signed a few years ago. We also request also, if possible, we can have implementations through cash for work. Of course, care have been doing that, and part of all the boresha team have been doing these activities, especially gabions and earth pans. All those things attribute to conflicts among the borders. If these things are shared equally between the three countries, the conflicts and maybe in terms of this drought, when these droughts are there, the conflicts will definitely go down and people will share resources which are available. So with those few remarks, we will request and urge boresha, please kindly to chip in more, so that we can, as we also doing it in this conflict response team, these are small things we need to come in and assist one another. With those few remarks, as a design. And then let me add the Somali and Kushaka. While the Shadain Trini, one score governor, we had 400 general Kushaka or Yasha, than to Asway. Or the Yash Tolo Kimalen, he or Kwakaka Kimalen, Somali again, we had 400 general Kushaka, Howla and Borisha and Asway, and I see without see no in the Gadian. Why you Kalafat Mahani or Hello, they don't Maran. waxaan hadii oo howlahan ay noo soo jiraan in qaabada yaraan yaan u maleynayna hadii hooshna ay si rabaato waxaan u maleynayaa markii ugu dambeysay oo soo daray Ethiopia waxaan loo sheegay
jeediyo Faisal soo galo. Now I wish to welcome MC of Mandela for brief remarks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May I take this opportunity to welcome you all to Mandela Town and the areas here and the host for the office for some time. We have been very appreciative for the programs of boresha tree in Mandela County. It has impact. You know, I wish you would not have been here today for Colossal. It was my wish to have been here to talk of other programs that is added to this program. But you know, anything that I start must come to an end. As you Colossal, you have been assisting us on the resilience program, livelihood and natural resources. This is not the time to leave us. We are facing the highest impact of drought in the three, Mandela, Soman, and Ethiopia itself. This is not the time to leave us, to tell us bye. We hope the European who has been funding this program will look into it, and we pray this program continues. It has impacted on our community. So our prayer is that we get more funding and this program continues. Thank you very much.
Thanks MCA. Aad mahadsantahay MCA. Markaan af Soomaali ku turjumo MCA aad u mahadsan mashruucan boresha wana ku farxay hawshay soo qabatay laakiin waxaa muruga saaran dhammaanayo iyadoo rabo in hadda ay sii bilaabaan dadaal kale iyo mashaariic kale. Marka waxyaabo kale soo duwanta soo baxeed haddana waxaan rabnaa ugu dambaysigii inaan dhexgalno qaybta ugu dambe oo soo jeedin doono waxqabadka mashruuca. waqti mashruuca 5 sano socday waxyaabo badan baan qaban xoogooda soo sheegay dadka dowladda ka socdaan oo soo sheegeen hadda markaa qofka boresha ka socdo yaa noo soo jeedin doonaa iyagoo la soo duubay guulaha guud ee mashruuca oo laga gaaray iyo sida kale caqabadaha la kulmay intii la fulinayo mashruuca. In this session we are going to have a very brief presentation mainly on the general achievements of the project as well as the challenges faced, and to be presented by Peterson, meal coordinator for boresha. Welcome, Peterson. Waxaan u tarjumi doonaa Ibrahim, head of DRC Doro. Please kindly come and assist translation.
Mahadsanit. Thank you very much, Abdikadir, for the introduction. I think as we get the presentation up, I'm going to request all of you to stand and with your hands in the air, draw the thing that you will always remember about boresha. Yes, thank you. You may be seated. We'll be asking you later what that was. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. My name is Peterson. I'm the meal coordinator for the Boresha Consortium. And I feel very humbled after hearing the wonderful words from the county commissioner, the deputy governor, and all the other people who have spoken before me, because they have given a true reflection of what Boresha has actually done and the great efforts and the great input from all of you in terms of making this work happen. So I'm going to take a very few minutes. Actually, I will try to be done in the next 15 minutes. And I'm going to only highlight the achievements that have been made by all these partners, all of us working together. So if you can go to the next slide.
magacaygu waa Peterson waxaan u shaqeeyaa DRC qaybta wuxuu xilsaaran yahay xaqiijinta mashruuca tagaahaantiisa
waxaan u mahadcelinayaa dhammaan dadka soo qaybgalay ee iga sii horreeya halkan hadallada wanaagsanaa kasoo jeediyey.
Thank you very much, my brother Ibrahim. He slows me down and I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so we had 3 outcome areas in all the work that was done by boresha. Outcome 1 was around disaster risk reduction and EPRI, and that outcome was being led by our partner, World Vision.
مشروع سيسو مثل ديارنا وحولا سدح ujeedo ama hadaf ama waxaa kasoo bixi doona 3 baahaayeen.
Yes, and in that outcome area, I wish to highlight just a few things that were achieved in the 3 phases of boresha. We managed to develop 8 community adaptation action plans. Some of them were funded through government processes. Some were funded and implemented through funds from boresha, and they exist in the communities for anybody who would want to continue funding some of those priorities.
miradalka saddexda mashruucan uu hiigsanayay waxaa ka mid ahaa inuu mashruucu sameeyey 38 urur loogu talagalay muxuu ahaa la qabsiga ama ururaday ka shaqeynayay cimilada iyo isbedelkeeda oo 38 urur ahaa tababarid la tababaray 2,000 oo qof loona tababaray muxuu ahaa xalinta khilaafaadka iyo la qabsiga.
Thank you very much. The community members were also trained on the COVACA process. The COVACA process is a process that helps communities to identify their vulnerabilities and capacities to address the challenges that they are facing, and we are happy that that capacity now exists in the communities that we are working in.
200 qof iyo ka badan ayaa waxaa loo tababaray inay baahiyooyinkooda ayaga ogaadaan soo saaraan kadib markay baahidii iyo dhibka haysta ay ogaadaan ayaga ay dib isu noqdaan maxaa dan oo aan ooga bixi karnaa caqabadahaas noocaysan 200 qof iyo ka badan baa loo tababaray.
Another component in this outcome area was index-based livestock insurance, and at least 350,000 people were sensitized and made aware about the EPRI product, and 440 EPRI agents were trained, and they went out, worked together with the private insurance company Takaful to sell insurance policies to 2,230 farmers cumulatively from boresha 1, 2, and 3.
440 qof ayaa loo tababaray inay noqdaan u adeegayaal ama inay ka galaan bulshada caymiska xoolaha si ay u gaarsiiyaan siyaasad ahaan waxa caymiska xoolaha ay tahay dadka ku baahan ee xoolo dhaqatada.
Yeah, the other component at the outcome 1, we had hoped that we are going to document the results of this project for others to learn from. We managed to do about 7 publications, and there are many more, literal items that were published. And if you can visit the boresha website, you'll find them there. Several studies were done jointly within the partners as well as with other organizations like the UNDP, Life and Peace Institute, and others. And these are all available on the boresha website. And we wish to let you know that boresha website continues even after the end of this year.
si loo ilaaliyo waxqabadkii ay soo qabatay boresha isteedadii kala duwaneed waxay xaqiijisay xusuusbooryo fara badan oo ay ka mid ahaayeen in la daawaco ama la qoro shaqooyinkii wanaagsanaa oo ay ka mid ahaayeen laga qabtay gobolku hadday noqoto kuwaas la qaban UNDP, hadday noqoto kuwaas la qaban hay'ado kale ee Life and Peace iyo kuwo kale kasii badan. taas dhammaan waxaas la soo qabtana waxaa laga heli karaa haddaad booqataan baraha aan ku leenahay boresha website.
And also recognizing the great value of cross-border work, as was highlighted by the County Commissioner and others, as well as our partners, KEA and others. Boresha supported a big number of organizations who are members of the Borderlands Working Group to continue the conversation, allowed the work in the Borderlands, and 10 borderlands working group meetings were supported.
waxaan kaloo idin xusid mudan wada shaqayntii iyo xiriirkii joogtada ah aan la wada lahayn wuxuu ahaa dadkii iyo bulshadii iyo dowladihii taasoo fududeysay isdhexgalkooda iyo wada shaqayntooda ka samays ay ka bilaabatay ururadii ama ururadii ka samaysay muxuu ahaa 3 dowlad magaalo ee deriska ah hadday noqoto taraabada committee hadda uu sheegay iyo kuwa kale ka shaqeynaya muxuu ahaa qaybta khayraadka dabiiciga.
Our partner here highlighted their special praise for gender, and towards the realization of this, early in the program, 38 staff members of boresha were trained on gender, and about 42 NRIN committee members were trained on gender-responsive programming, and we also had a gender impact study that was done in all the 3 countries, and I think that's a very big achievement because we have now a proper documentation of all the gender aspects in the 3 countries, and that is a very valuable report as we carry on our work.
iyadoo laga faa'iideysanayo khibradda ay u leedahay hay'adda ka qaybta genderka waxaan xaqiijinay inaan u tababarno 38 qof oo ka mid ahaayeen guddiyadii khayraadka si loo xaqiijiyo qof walba oo bulshada ka mid inuu ka faa'iideysto ay ahayd mashruucaasi.
The second outcome was a bit big, and it was shared among the 3 partners, and one of the things that was mentioned earlier is the mass animal livestock vaccination. I think the county commissioner highlighted this, and in total 22 mass animal vaccination campaigns were done throughout the life of the project, and they reached about 2.839 million livestock.
qaybtii labaad mashruuca uu gaaray waxaa ka mid ahaa siduu county commissioner sheegay in ay ka taageertay boresha deegaanka ka shaqeynaysay tallaalid laga tallaalo xooluhu cudurrada ku dhaco taasoo waxyaalaha la qabtana waxaa ka mid ah 22 jeer in xoolaha la tallaalay iyadoona taas ay sababtay in la gaaro 2,839 milyan oo xoolo in laga daaweeyo muxuu ahaa deegaanka.
We also worked with livestock common interest groups. These are groups of livestock keepers who have a special interest in how to improve livestock farming and production, and they were supported with skills to produce fodder. They were supported with initial inputs to be able to produce the fodder, and we are happy to report that the 19 LCIG groups used, sold some, and even got supported also with the fodder storage facilities that helped them to keep some fodder that they used even during the drought.
waxaa kaloo mashruucaasna taageero weyn ka sameeyey qaybta xoolo dhaqatada beeraleyda inuu ka taageero xirfado ay ku soo saartaan calaf xoolo. waxaan ku faraxsanahay inaan sheegno inay soo saareen isticmaaleen keedsadeen haddana sii kateena ayagoo keedsigaas looga sii faa'iideeyay in loo sameeyo meelihii ay ku keedsan lahaayeen xarumihii dalagga calafka xoolaha.
248 community animal health workers, or what you call on the Kenyan side CDRs, were also trained and also supported with kits, and they became very key in supporting the 22 mass animal livestock vaccination and treatment campaigns.
248 shaqaale ayaa loo tababaray oo qaybta xanaanada xoolaha ka shaqeeya si ay uga qayb qaataan hadday noqoto wax soo saarka calafka xoolaha, hadday noqoto tallaalidda xoolaha. magacoodana dhammaantood waxay ahayd xanaanada xoolaha ka shaqeeya qaybta Kenya ama qaybaha kale noqdaan.
On the side of youth and women, they were also supported to participate in 3-based enterprises. Our partner care supported some 6 groups, and they did a very good job in terms of 3-based enterprises.
qaybta kale ee iyada mashruuca ku taageera waxay ahayd taageerta iyo dumarka inuu ka caawiyo qaybta muxuu ahaa maalgashiga iyo ganacsiga yararka.
In reinforcing our collaboration with IGAD, we worked together with ICPALT, the department in charge of livestock, and we were able to develop 2 memorandums of understanding between the countries where we are implementing to be able to share livestock diseases information across the border. So we have got one which is signed, and we have another one that we are hoping that we'll get it signed before the end of May this year.
kuma aysan qaban hay'adaha kaliya dib iyo bulshada aan la shaqeynayna hore waxay usii dhaqaaqday boresha inay la shaqeyso inay la shaqeyso iga khaasatan qayb waaxdeeda kamid ah iqbal qaybta loo kala shaqeynay inaan kala saxiixano laba is-afgarad ka shaqeynayo muxuu ahaa ururinta xogaha xoolaha iyo dhammaan ganacsiga wixii markaas ku lamaan xuduudaha iyo wada shaqeyntooda.
195 VSLA groups were formed, trained, and supported with, with training around the VSLA methodology. And this helped to boost access to financial services for the members who are about 4,853 in the 3 countries.
boqol sagaashan iyo shan urur ayaa isku tagay samaystay ayuuto taasoo qayb ka noqotay ama kor u qaaday wax soo saarka ganacsiga yararka ah.
About 985 TVET graduates were trained on various courses, and also as an addition, they were also trained on business development skills to boost their employability, and they were also offered relevant startup kits depending on the courses that they were taking.
boresha waxay kala qayb ka ahayd inay caawiso ama ay keento shaqooyinka farsamada 985 qof ayaa ka qalin jebiyey oo 29 qof ay ku heleen minxo waxbarasho ay ku heleen ayagoo marba marka ay shaqadaas dhameeyaan la siinaya agabkii ay shaqada ku bilaabi lahaayeen.
To reinforce what was said earlier around cash for work, about 9,000, that is 8,959 direct cash for work beneficiaries were supported throughout the 3 phases of the program, and 239 community level cash for work projects were implemented.
sida ay dad badan ka dhawaajiyeen ayadana mashruuc boresha wuxuu caawiyey ku dhawaad 9,000 qof inay ka faa'iidaystaan cash for work ayagoo wax ka qabanaya aan shaqada ay qabanayana ay ahaayeen 239 xarumo inay dib u dayactireen ay bulshada dhan u ahayd hadday noqoto wax soo saarka dhanka beeraha iyo dhanka kale ay noqoto ka hortagga fatahaadda.
Water tracking during the current drought was provided to 850 households, and about 90 households were also supported with unconditional cash transfer in Ethiopia.
Ayadoo weli lagu sii jiro sida ay boresha oga qayb qaadanaysay dhanka arrimaha degdega marka abaarta bilaabatay 850 qoys ayaa waxay ka faa'iideen biyo-dhaamin halka 990 qofna ay ka faa'iideen duruufahooda markii aad loo fiiriyo lagu caawiyey lacag yar oo kharash lacag yar taasna waxay ahayd dhanka Ethiopia 90 qoys.
In phase 1, we had 2 types of grants, start your business and grow your business, and we supported 78 businesses with such grants amounting to about 608,000 euro in total, and this later on was assessed and found to have created over 800 jobs.
qaybtii hore ee bilowga boresha waxaa idina xooga saarayay maalgashiga ama kor u qaadida ganacsiga iyadoo laga fiirinayo qofku markuu bilaabayo iyo sida uu kusii korin lahaa 78 fursado ayaan abuurnay ka faa'iidaysiga xagga muxuu ahaa ganacsiga yararka ah taasoo lacag kharashka lagu maalgeliyay ay dhaneed 608 euro isla taasna waxay sii abuurtay 800 shaqo.
And also to promote business across the borders and continue with the discussion on how this can be made more efficient and supported officially. We supported 9 tri-border committee meetings, and 1 SMS platform was supported, and the TPCs came up with 1 plan in terms of what they would want to do and to involve the local authorities to do, so that then they can get support to be able to do business legally across the borders and action plan was developed, and DRC Kenya supported with the equipping of a small office in Mandela.
maadaama mashruucu uu ka socday xuduud wuxuu xooga saaray isdhexgalka iyo iska warqabka bulshooyinka ku nool xuduudyada wuxuuna abuuray guddiga xuduudaha kaasoo yeeshay ugu yaraan 9 jeer ee kulmaan 9 jeerna waxaa ka soo baxday inay ku heshiiyaan sida ugu wanaagsan ay ku wada noqon lahaayeen ku wada shaqaysan lahaayeen ayadoo taas laga sii ambaqaadayo mashruucu wuxuu ku taageeray xafiiska Mandela inay u dhisaan xafiiska ay ku shaqayn lahaayeen guddiga xuduudaha ee qaybta Mandela.
Yes, and then the final outcome area was outcome 3, and this is around natural resources management as well as water points, construction and rehabilitation. And the work here was led by our partner CARE, and a lot was achieved. And one of the things that they did was the management by alternative utilization of cross-office flora, where 40 NRM groups, or about 779 members, were trained and provided with equipment to produce charcoal and charcoal briquettes and photo blocks from cross-office flora.
qaybta ugu dambeysay ee aan ka hadlaynaa soo gaarnay oo ay kaalin weyn ka qaaday hay'adda CARE taasoo ay hadday noqoto maalgelinta dhanka biyaha ama khayraadka dabiiciga taasoo CARE ay aad shaqo badan uga qabatay khaasatan sida loo isticmaalaha geedka garawaaga ah ama caligaroobka ah si ka duwan si hadda u yahay maadaama uu aad ugu faafay laakiin maxaa si waxtar leh oo u isticmaali karnaa geedkaas
82 laterals were rehabilitated through cash for work, and for the 6 water points that benefited over 361,000 community members were constructed or rehabilitated.
isla shaqadaas aan ku guda jirnay 82 dhul daaqsineed ayaa dib loo dayactir kalama ayaa dib loo hagaajiyo xagga muxuu ahaa si looga ilaaliyo nabaadguurkii faraha badnaa ee ku jiray marka 82 dhul daaqsimada yaa halkaas muxuu ahaa loogu hagaajiyey waxaa kaloo iyadana qayb ka mid ah dhanka biyogelinta 46 goobood oo biyo in dib loo dayactiray ama la dhisebo taasoo ka faa'iideysteen 361 kun oo qof biyogelintaas.
Yeah, and to complement the work, great work done by the government around COVID-19, when COVID-19 struck from March 2020, the project worked together, bringing together all the partners, and they did a lot of sensitization on COVID-19 and supported with PPEs as well as hand washing facilities.
mashruucu wuxuu kaloo qayb weyn ka qaatay waqtigii COVID-19 iyadoo gacan weyn ugu siiyey dowladda sidii loo maareyn lahaa fiditaanka uu filaayay iyo zahmiga ku socday waxaana la qaybiyey agabkii looga hortagayay faafidda xanuunka coronavirus iyo si lamida in bulshada laga wacyigeliyo khataraha uu leeyahay cudurka coronavirus.
Thank you. That was all summarizing, but we did this. We did just highlights. The detail is too much. We would need 2 days to go through every detail of what the project achieved, and we thank you very much. There is a slide that is missing there. That is on challenges. This work was not without challenges, and to claim we had no challenges would be to not to tell the truth. And maybe just to highlight, I know it's not happening, but just to highlight some of the challenges that we faced, as was mentioned earlier, was the drought that actually came in towards the end of this work and somehow, pulled back some of the gains that had been made. The other challenge was COVID-19, which came in. One, interfered with the way that we were operating, limited movement and things like that. And then the other challenge was also around the huge community needs that are much more than what anybody can be able to meet. And so this is a challenge that continues and that we will seek all partners to continue engaging so that we can see what we can do. So thank you very much. We will share the slides with you later on. Mahat Sanit.
kusoo fiiriyay shaqo walba oo la qabta marba waxay leedahay caqabadaha مشروع أو قوانا أصلا ما تستطيع شيء بصوت طويل dhibaatooyinkii iyo caqabadihii mashruuca la kulmay intaa in ka badan jiraan laakiin wuxuu si badan baan ooga hadli doonaa.
Thank you very much, Peterson, for the brief presentation on boresha achievements. Peterson aad u mahadsan yahay sida uu wanaagsan uu noo soo jeediyey guulaha guud oo mashruuc boresha laga gaaray. Now we are going into the last session of the morning, and that we are going to have a very interesting video show on boresha. Haddana waxaan dhexgalaynaa qaybta ugu dambe miskii hore, taasna waa film aad u gaaban oo aan fiirsan doono oo u quseeyo mashruuca boresha. Marka kadibna iska dulqaada wax yar, waxaan aadaynaa cuntadii iyo salaadii. Marka odayaashii iyo dhalinyaradii ku duwaanay ogeysan lahaa meeshan waxaa ku yaala meel lagu tukado iyo meel lagu weysaysto. Marka hal jamacad baahanaynaa taawado weynii gelinin. Waa mahadsantihiin.
Africa, also known as boresha, is a cross-border project implemented by a consortium of the Danish Refugee Council, World Vision International, Tetra Tech, and CARE International. Boresha works with local communities and public authorities to establish transformative processes to enhance the cross-border socio-economic integration and support resilience in the fragile and underdeveloped borderland areas between Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia. Its overall objective is to promote economic development and greater resilience, particularly among vulnerable groups. Boresha has been implementing activities related to disaster risk management, livelihoods, and private sector development and natural resource management using a conflict-sensitive lens and in close partnership with local communities and public authorities.
We thank the European Union for giving us these privileges to fund the boresha, and it has changed the life of the community in many, many ways.
Tunasomesha watoto wetu, hata tukipata kitu kidogo tunapatia watoto shule. Kama wakina mama wengine wako na shida pia tunasaidia. Kama sisi tuko na shida tunajisaidia. Wengine ni hawana baba, watoto wanajisaidia kama orphans, wanapata daily bread yao hapa.
Hiyo tangu umesaidia sisi kwa tunataka moja katika hii center hii, na sasa watu tumepata nafuu.
With a single mission of building resilience of communities in the Horn of Africa, the project dubbed boresha works on an effective cross-border agenda of empowering communities to withstand shocks presented by climate change, drought, and other factors. Funded by the European Union Trust Fund for Africa, the project adopted a community-driven approach to address the risks and opportunities in cross-border areas between Kenya, Somalia, and Ethiopia as it promotes economic development and greater resilience of vulnerable communities at risk of migration or displacements. Boresha set out on a target of reaching 350,000 beneficiaries through its various interventions in the Mandera Triangle. The project worked with local and national government authorities, community leaders, young people, women, youth groups, women's associations, local communities, the private sector, and local business leadership in Mandera, Gedo, and Dolo Kadu. The project has achieved great milestones towards the original goal under the three outcome areas, namely resilience building. Boresha facilitated communities in Kenya, Somalia, and Ethiopia to identify their vulnerabilities and capacities through a process called COVACA. Through this process, communities developed disaster risk reduction, DRR, and contingency plans to enhance their resilience capacities to absorb, adapt, and transform in face of the multiple shock constantly faced. 16 priorities in the 37 DRR plans were either integrated into local government plans or funded. So far, communities were able to manage 56% of the shocks that hit them in the last year. Boresha, during its period of implementation, Action created awareness on index-based livestock insurance, IBLI, to educate livestock holders on the available livestock insurance services and link them to the insurance service provider. The aim of this process is to educate the pastoralists on protection of livestock against forage scarcity occasioned by drought and allow them access and benefit from various financial products such as livestock insurance offered by financial institutions to improve their socio-economic condition and overall well-being. Through their awareness, many households have increased their use of the IBLI scheme and mitigated losses of their livelihoods due to recurring droughts. ILRI and the insurance providers, e.g. Takaful, have partnered with Boresha to create the awareness which eventually increased the active of insurance policy by livestock owners.
The couple insurance are working together with ILRI, which is index-based livestock insurance. We buy premium, and after that, when the drought came, it was called trigger. That's written by the satellite. The satellite came after 10 days once. It's 10 pictures, go back. After 10 days, we'll come back and take pictures. So it will come 3 times per month. So it will go into, it will be completed after 30 days. So it reads what's called trigger. So if that trigger reads below 20%, and it's showing the mark of black, that's when the payment is done.
1,326 farmers have so far insured their livestock through index-based livestock insurance out of 1.7 million so far sensitized on the same. Livelihoods, livestock-related activities. Boresha established 19 livestock common interest groups, LCIGs, comprising 551 members to promote livestock value chain development in their respective areas of expertise. LCIG groups were trained to get equipped with knowledge and skills to improve the management and profitability of their enterprises. All of them are involved in fodder production and have harvested and continue to use the fodder for their livestock needs as well as sold some to earn income.
So we thank the Almighty Allah, after that we thank the European Union and the Boresha Consortia, who has really helped us, of which we have overcame the drought problem. So that money that we get, the payout that we get, we buy it with fodder, water, and also food is not for our family.
The project supported mass treatment and vaccination of livestock to control and eradicate diseases affecting livestock trade and production in the area that included CCPP and PPR. 488,052 people, 83,977 households have benefited from livestock vaccination campaigns with a total of 1,148,192 animals so far vaccinated and or treated in Somalia, Kenya, and Ethiopia. Community disease reporters, CPRs, community animal health workers, CAHWs, continued to support better livestock diseases reporting. Village Saving and Loan Associations, VSLA. Boresha Project formed 195 village saving and loans association groups comprising 4,853 members, of which 90% are women. VSLA groups were supported with training focusing on group dynamics, management of cash flow, business skills, financial literacy, and saving and loan methodologies. access to credit for the members, loans used for household level needs, for supporting their businesses, as well as for cushioning themselves against impacts of COVID-19. Private sector development. Boresha project supported small and middle-level local businesses through the provision of business advisory services, technical assistance for emerging businesses, and through provision of business grants. The project operated business development centers where businesses and individuals sought business-related information and advice. Business skills training for emerging entrepreneurs, young TVET graduates, and VSAA members were also provided for a total of 141 people trained in the business development centers so far. 78 entrepreneurs were selected and received business grants that have been used for establishing and growing local businesses. These businesses have been successful, generating income for their owners and creating employment opportunities for the youth in the area. Skills development. Boresha supported 568 young men and women to enroll in TVET training. The purpose of the vocational training was to equip young men and women with skills to increase their chances to get employed either by existing businesses or to create employment for themselves. The project supported young men and women in the area to acquire different courses according to the finding and recommendations of the cross-border labor market analysis conducted at the beginning of the project. through cash for work mechanism. Communities identified the most needed household to be enrolled in the cash for work activities that aimed at rehabilitating community infrastructure while also preserving and maintaining the community's key assets, including access roads, water plants, schools, and dispensaries.
We had determined for deliveries. We had no space, neither we had water. But they've helped us with drones. But by the meantime, we are not having a lot of challenge. We have to conduct deliveries. Also, the other room we are using is as a postnatal, whereby we observe mothers after delivery for around 24 hours, then we discharge. This place has become a learning place for our students. Somebody we used to go to other farms outside this area, along the river, but now our students can learn within our compound. They can see the different types of plants within our compound. That itself is something great for us. Instead of wasting time and moving out, we can get everything in our compound. The garden has assisted us because we planted many different trees and environmental champions who are able to plant some crops, were able to plant some crops here. We were able to get fruits from the plants we have planted here.
This mechanism also helped in providing income for the most vulnerable people within the location who could participate in the exercise, eventually contributing to building the community's resilience as well as improving the livelihood recovery. Cash for work activities have benefited 3,993 direct beneficiaries and 23,958 indirect beneficiaries so far.
The yield has gone up now. Before, the yield is very small due to the cycle.
Thank you very much for that video on boresha project. Just to inform maybe for the benefit of all of us, the video covered mainly the first phase of boresha that ended 2021. So some of the activities implemented in the second and the third phase of the project were not captured, but they are being developed now. Marka waan qaybtaas way dhamaantay waan mahadcelin yihiin qolooyin kusoo diyaarisay filimkaas. Marka waxaan malaynay waan qaybta hore way noo dhamaantay waa gabagabo waaye. Hadda marka waxaa waaye barnaamijkii kale oo markii la imaan doono salaada ciidadan ka hadlaynaa. Horta markaan ka tagno waxaan aadaynaa meelaha salaada lagu talagalay waan la tusi doonaa. وسنة ولادة هاي سؤولنا أفكر بعد ما شاء الله يا مساجد أقوى لا قبل أن تكلم. بقى كتبنا قضينا بناء قارون بيني شغالة وقال بتوع دوران نكون طبعا ميديا كبرى عيني يكسيها بناء كنا كلا قضينا. بقى صورنا هنا وحاول يا جلودين إني كفر مدير دوره وأكرم إحنا وضع كستقولوا فبيسي مركا وحاول وعن صوت جيد دونا تلوي وعلى فرنقين وضع كستقولوا فبيسي وفيقين فكتب مع صوت جيد دونا تلوي وما مشروعا سيلو ولها يحيل متر لها يحيل فكرة أقول كل هذين كيانها مشروع فلنا. After from now we are going for lunch break and prayers as well, and then once we come back we are going to have a group work and presentation. The groups we are going to break according to our countries. In the group work, which we are going to explain further during the sessions, the participants are going to discuss largely on recommendations and proposing actions for correspondent programming. So you'll be sharing with us your perceptions and actions and recommendations for future correspondent programming, and it will be done according to countries. So you're going to have a representative of each country who is going to come forward and share with us the proposals and the ideas for their countries. So from now we are going for lunch, and the lunch break will be 1 hour from now. So I think it's just about 1 hour. So a few minutes to 2, we are going to assemble back here. The lunch will be served outside. The hotel and workers are going to show us. We have washrooms all over the places, so I'm sure we're going to be guided as well. Thank you, and I wish all of you an enjoyable lunch and lunch break.